nerds, welcome back to Sabers Forever. I'm John, and today we're going to be going over a Starfall Sabers lightsaber from 2015. Although I updated it a little. This guy was such a pleasure to see again, and I'm so glad to have been able to give it the proper love and care that today's modern sabers get. And yeah, I mean, I guess without further ado, why don't we just jump right in and I'll show you what's going on. Alright, so this saber I've been dying to show off and talk about. This saber is from 2015. Nick and I were just starting out doing, working together. And this was a PRIZM V3 originally, and, just RGB LED in here. It was pretty great at the time, but it fell apart. And so many years later, I just got this sent back to me, and I was happy to give it another go and make it, updated. So this is a really old Starfall Sabers hilt, and I sent this saber to Chris Skinner, who more commonly does acid etching for Nick of Starfall Sabers. And he was kind enough to help me out with the ideas that I had for the chassis. The saber layout was pretty similar, where this is the power and that was the auxiliary. This was the rice port for the plector board, and then this was the recharge port. I actually machined these greeblies, so there's acrylic inside here that I machined to fit inside these brass fittings. And the holes were different sizes. I had debated even making them the same size and doing the same thing, but I just wanted to keep the saber a little true to its original shape, and so these brass components are different. But it has the new Phil Ginnis switches, which Nick and I absolutely love, a stock NPXL V3 connector, so it is now NeoPixel ready. The bottom unscrews, and this chassis is fully removable. So you have your Proffieboard V2.2 right here, your kill switch, your 18650, two NeoPixel accents for those little brass greeblies, a 24mm bass speaker, and a stock a stock 6-pin connector. So this connects on the inside of the hilt for the switches and the NeoPixel. And the orientation does not matter, but obviously you want to light up these switches right here, or these little greeblies. So flip the power on.
May the force be with you.
And these start lighting up like that. I would also like to point out that the positive side of the battery goes up. So nipple to nipple, it's labeled positive, negative in the chassis. But just so we're all on the same page, positive of the battery, the nipple goes towards the soundboard. So
I will give my life to protect the child, but he will not be safe until he masters his abilities.
So when this goes in, just try and line up the LEDs with those holes right here. And I'm going to lower this light so you can actually see it. But this obviously rotates in here, and you want it to be, as centered underneath of those lenses as possible. And it's pressed in underneath. There's an O-ring in here that keeps it depressed. So twist this in. You'll notice that these LEDs might shift to the right as you're tightening it, but then if you just back wind it a little, it'll actually bring them back underneath, and you can then get the desired effect. Now, the LEDs are very bright. The pixels are very bright, so maybe you don't want them directly under there, and you don't mind that they twist underneath a little. It'll actually dim that a little bit. So, that being said, power and auxiliary, so tap on, tap off. With it on, you can get blasters. You have smooth swing. And this has no gesture on, only gesture off, so you can twist off. That is because I really wanted this to be loud, and you run into a bunch of problems when you try and do any kind of gesture on other than twist on, and I just felt that that was unnecessary. So, turns on with a switch. You can turn it off with the switch or with the gesture. Change fonts. Tap the auxiliary. You can also gesture through the fonts, so if you hold the auxiliary and release it after a second, you can twist.
Are you a Jedi?
And if you find the one you want, hit power, and it'll land on that font. If you want to go back to the first font, which in this case takes you back to the prequels, which the fonts are organized prequels, OT, sequels, TV shows, games, stuff like that. But yeah, it'll take you back to the first font if you hit auxiliary in that mode. But yeah. You can play music if you hold the power for 1 second and release it while it's off. You can use the saber while the music is playing. You can start the saber without sound by double tapping the power. You'll get all the lights and stuff. I guess it's also worth noting that this is the blade retention screw for the blade. And this is a very snug fit, but it's kind of desirable because the blade depth is not terribly deep. It's pretty good, actually, considering. But it feels very good with a blade in. And it's super secure. So this is not an afterthought. You always need a blade retention screw, but yeah. This saber, I mean, how much easier does it get than that? When you're done using it, you can just unscrew the pommel, pull this out, turn it off, and throw it back in here. So that way you are good to go. Whenever you want to take this out, show your friends, go to a con, I don't know, use it for photography lighting, which I constantly do. Yeah. But I hope you guys enjoyed that. I really, again, special thank you to Chris Skinner for doing the work for me. You know, I sent him a few ideas. He had something mostly done already and knew what I was looking for and then just accommodated my needs. So, Chris, thank you very, very much. And I have more work coming your way. So, yeah. Alright guys, that does it for this video. If you like what you see and you want to see more, make sure to like and subscribe. I've got plenty more videos coming on the way. If you yourself have work that you would like done, make sure to reach out at john@sabersforever.com. I'd be more than happy to give you a quote and let you know exactly how much it'll cost for whatever work it is that you're requesting to have done. That being said, I guess I'll just see you guys on the next video, and as always, may the Force be with you.